Hey guys, how are you? David Franco here from GearPop.com. This is my review of the PureGear smartphone support system for both the iPhone 5S, which is right here, as well as the iPhone 5. Now, PureGear was nice enough to send me both the black one, as you can see here, although we do have this nice green pattern going on, as well as the white one with the same exact green pattern, which I actually found pretty interesting. So for this video's purpose, I'm going to put my iPhone 5S into the black one because that's the one I personally prefer. And there you go. As you can see, the application process is incredibly simple. Okay, so jumping into my first pro weather review, as you can probably see, this case does have great coverage as well as protection. Even this, so if you drop it screen front, it's not going to crack the screen or even touch the screen at all. The second thing I want to talk about is the fact that this case does allow access to all buttons and ports, including the sleep-wake button right there, the camera in the back, as well as your duotone flash, volume buttons, lock switch, lightning port in the bottom, speaker and microphone, as well as your 3.5mm port. Alright, so moving on to pro number 3, let's talk about the belt clip. This is definitely the most unique feature of this case, hence the name Smartphone Support System. This does fully support belt clip support. That definitely did not come out the way I intended, but you know what I mean. Basically, this thing can go in your belt just fine, and it works very well. Now, personally, the belt clip is not something I'm a fan of, but I'll talk about that in a minute or two. So the next feature I want to mention is this. This is a kickstand. So if you're watching movies, you can do it like that. Or you can even rotate, which is very cool of PureGear to include. And boom, you can watch your YouTube videos like that. Or you can even put it at that kind of angle, which is extremely low. Or extremely steep, such as that. And guys, honestly, this is a feature that I think you would use more often than you would probably realize. Now moving on to my last pro, and this is easily my favorite. This belt clip right here, slash kickstand. This little adapter is fully removable. This is awesome. So now without the belt clip, this is an ordinary iPhone case rather. This is an ordinary iPhone case, and honestly, that's how I prefer it. Because I'm not really a big fan of the belt clip. The kickstand is a cool feature and whatever, but I just love this clean look, this clean design, and clean functionality. And plus, these little grooves right here are built for this little adapter, but in my experience, the little groove cutouts actually allow for increased comfort, which is a nice bonus. I mean, I didn't really expect to say that. So those are my pros of the PureGear smartphone support system for the iPhone 5S as well as the iPhone 5. Now moving on to my list of cons. Now thankfully there are only 2 cons, but to make this review more interesting, let's take it out of this case and put it in the white one. Let's give the white one some attention. There you go. Boom. As you can see, application is obviously incredibly simple because it's the same exact design as the black model, but clearly it's white. And guys, I gotta say, the white on black contrast does look really nice. Alright, so my first con, and this is definitely kind of annoying for me because I listen to Pandora on a regular basis in my car using my 3.5mm cable, and unfortunately, it just wouldn't fit within this cutout. Now, I gotta say this definitely doesn't apply to everyone because we all have different 3.5mm cables, but mine just happens to be a little thicker in the end, so it won't really fit in the hole. And come on guys, let's keep it clean. But that's definitely something that had me disappointed, and well, whenever that happened, I was always forced to take the iPhone out of the case, which is actually con number 2. Removing the case could be a much smoother process. Now, if you watch me right now, you have to pry it out like you're mining for gold. And this is definitely a big annoyance of mine, especially if you don't want to damage your iPhone. And there you go, it's out. However, not to bring the competition into the picture, but I feel it's fair, my Belkin case right here slips in very easily, right? Yes. But it also slips out very easily. Look at that, it took 2 seconds. Now granted, this case is made of rubber, while this, did I say rubber? Rubber, double B. While this case is more of a hard plastic, So maybe it's not the most fair comparison, but still, I felt it was worth sharing. So the final verdict of the PureGear smartphone support system for the iPhone 5S and 5, is it worth it? Well, honestly, yes. I mean, if those two cons aren't a problem for you, such as if your 3.5mm cable fits into the case just fine, which it probably does. I mean, I do have an old cable, so it's definitely thicker on the end than it should be, then perhaps this won't be an issue for you. But still, guys, I gotta say, removing the case is definitely the biggest annoyance of all, and that feature alone kind of does turn me off. Or lack of feature, really. But then again, you gotta ask yourself, how often will you be removing your iPhone case? It really does come down to personal preference, and after all, that's what the whole point of reviewing iPhone cases is, right? Alright, so if this case is for you, it does retail for $34.99, and that link is right below the video in the video description. And of course, as always, huge thanks to PureGear for making this review possible. In my opinion, the pros do outweigh the cons, but not by much. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. Let me know what you think of these cases below in the comments, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.